going to talk about our metabolism, specifically how we can prevent our metabolism from like slowing down and working as efficiently as we can as we age, right? Because I mean, we've all heard it before. Back in my teens and 20s, I used to be able to eat whatever I want, and now I look at something and I gain weight. It seems like that, but there are actually a lot of things happening, and I think if we can understand what's actually happening and that you do have some control over it, it's much easier to then kind of go the other way and to have control over it and to not gain weight and to not get, all these things, having slow metabolism. So I think if we understand how it works and what's actually happening, it's going to help in the long run. So that's what we're here to do today. And I'm going to give you some just suggestions on how to prevent it from slowing down. Okay, so first and foremost, we want to maintain muscle. So as we age, we lose muscle mass. So especially for women post-menopause, we start losing muscle mass at really, really high rates. I believe it's 3% a year, which is a lot. And I probably should have looked that up before getting on here, but I feel like I remember that being, it's 3%. So anyways, it's really high. We lose muscle mass at really, really high rates, okay? And if you are not doing anything to maintain the muscle you already have or trying to build new muscle, strength training, then you're losing muscle mass really, really fast, right, as the years go on. So that's why as you get older, you feel like your metabolism is slowed down. You feel like you can't eat the same things that you used to because you're older now and your metabolism is slower. Yes, your metabolism is slower, but it's not directly related to you being older. It's directly related to you losing muscle mass and you not maintaining it or doing anything to build any new muscle mass. That's what it's directly related to. So although they are like cousins, it's not exactly like, oh, you're losing muscle mass or you're, gaining weight because you're aging. No, you're gaining weight because you are losing muscle mass as you age. The losing muscle mass doesn't have to happen. So you want to try to maintain as much muscle mass as you already have, obviously. That is the goal, and I'm going to kind of break down how you can do that. Strength training, of course, a minimum of 2 times a week. 2 times a week for about 30 to 45 minutes is enough for you to maintain your muscle mass. Now, obviously, that might not be enough for you to have the physique of your dreams, right? Like dream body, but that's not, you know what I mean? If that's what you're going for, then yeah, you're gonna have to work a little bit harder. But if we're talking about just like health, wellness, keeping your body fat in check, being able to enjoy life, staying strong as you age, 2 to 3 times a week for 30 to 45 minutes is more than enough to make that happen. And then another thing that you want to do to maintain your muscle mass is to eat protein. I know people are always saying this, and it's like, it seems like protein is for bodybuilders. Protein is not for bodybuilders. Protein is for every human being, especially as we age. The recommended amounts are 0.7 to 1.2 grams per pound of lean body weight. I've seen enough studies to say that I think it's important as you age to go closer to that like 1 point, per gram per pound of body weight. You need more protein, essentially, is what I'm saying, as you get older. Just because, like I said, your body is decreasing muscle mass at serious rates. So if you can boost that protein intake, then you can kind of help that out a little bit. So those are some ways that you can maintain your muscle mass. That is the most important thing to do. Obviously, it'd be great to build some muscle mass, but if you can maintain it, it's going to set you up for success. Because as you lose muscle mass, your body fat could stay the exact same, but you're going to look differently because muscle mass and body fat look differently on you, So as you lose muscle mass, your body fat is going to go up, not because you're gaining body fat, only because your muscle mass has gone down, right? So you're automatically gaining body fat percentage for your whole body recomp. So that's why you're looking differently, and that's why things are getting like soft or stuff like that. That's what's happening. Another thing that we want to get into is just the lifestyle. It is so normal as we get older, our lifestyle slow down, especially if you have a sedentary job. It just is what it is. If you're lucky enough to have a job that allows you to move around, then yay. But if you're working behind a desk or you're working from home or you're working any kind of like just sedentary job, it's You know, it's, you wake up in the morning, you go to work, you work for 8 hours, 9 hours, you come home, you cook dinner, and then you sit on the couch. How many steps are you realistically getting a day? You know, not very many. So that's why it's just so important to schedule out planned exercise. Schedule out your walk after your lunch. Schedule out your walk first thing in the morning. Get on your bike, get a walking pad for the house, cycle, do the elliptical, run, whatever you enjoy doing as far as movement. Movement is movement. So you just need to be more active. So while you're at your job all day, try to get up a few times if you can. Walk around the building, go to the water cooler, come back, walk to the bathroom, come back. A pro tip is if you keep yourself hydrated, which we should be doing, then you'll have to get up and go to the bathroom at least once every hour. So there you go. Just try to stay active. That's it. You know, you don't have to hit 10K steps a day. If you live such a sedentary lifestyle, that's really, really hard to get. So honestly, 7,000 to 8,000 steps is more than enough. And just try to do it on a consistent basis. If you know Monday through Friday, you're a little less active just because of your lifestyle, there's some things we can't avoid. You need to make money to pay for your living, right? You need to take care of your kids. You need to do these things. So if during the week you know you get a little bit less steps, like 5,000 to 6,000, try to hit, and then on the weekend you know, okay, this is my dedicated step time. This is my dedicated movement time. Saturday and Sundays, I'm going for long walks to make up a little bit of those steps that I missed out throughout the week. Okay, you can do that. Yeah, that's going to help you just kind of stay less sedentary and get more movement in just in your day-to-day life. And moving more will help your body burn more calories, need more calories, and that's what you want. The goal is to eat as much as possible while maintaining your weight, not as little as possible. And then prioritizing sleep. So everybody should be prioritizing sleep, of course, but especially as we age, we do require more recovery time. You know, we do require maybe that like 48 to 72 hour window before we can do another workout, and that's totally fine. You have to listen to your body. Your body builds muscle when we're resting and we're recovering, if you're recovering properly, essentially. So think of it whenever you're going to the gym, if you're strength training, that you are kind of like tearing down the muscle a little bit. And essentially what we want to happen is with proper recovery, including sleep, rest, food intake, your muscles will build back stronger than they were. So that's the goal. But if you're going to the gym kind of killing yourself and then you're not taking part in the sleep, the rest, the recovery, the eating, then that's not going to happen. You're just going to keep tearing yourself apart, tearing yourself apart, and tearing yourself apart. So it's really, really, really important, especially as we age, to make sure we're getting the proper rest. And if your body needs 3 days between each workout, cool. I don't care what Becky on Instagram is saying, that go hard or go home, or you know, you need to work out 4, 5, 6 times a week for progress. Like that's irrelevant. You know, you might be at a completely different stage in your life, and if you're into your 50s, 60s, 70s, then you might need more rest and recovery, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Every stage of life is going to require something different. You can't take the program that you were doing when you were in your 20s and try to do that shit till you're 70. That's not going to happen, you know, for many reasons. But yeah, so prioritize your sleep. So as we age, we need more rest and recovery. And your body might need some workarounds, right? So you're having trouble with your knees, you're having trouble with your hips, find alternative exercises. There are too many exercises out there for you to say, I can't deadlift at all. No, you might not be able to barbell deadlift, but you very well may be able to do a trap bar, or you could do dumbbells, or you could do a cable machine, or you could do a kettlebell, or you could, you know what I mean? There's so many different ways that you can do the same movement. You just have to find workarounds for you. Okay, and then finally, I know I kind of talked about this one in the maintaining muscle, but it is so important, it deserves its own category. You have to be eating enough protein, okay? You have to be eating enough protein. You are not going to get bulky bodybuilder status if you eat protein, okay? That's not how that works. So 0.7 to 1.2, like I said, as you age, I suggest getting more. I suggest getting that, 0.9, 1 gram per pound. It might seem difficult at first, but if you break it down into 3 meals a day, 30 to 40 grams of protein at each meal, maybe 1 or 2 snacks with at least 20 grams of protein in them, you can make it happen. You just have to figure out what's gonna work best for you. Think about all the foods that you truly enjoy eating and try to get the protein up as high as you can. So if you like having a chicken salad for lunch, chicken Caesar salad, I don't know, or a chicken sandwich, I don't care. But if you like having those things, then instead of having 4 ounces of chicken for lunch, have 8, have 6. You know, like that is the easiest way to get your protein in, increasing the number of grams that you eat per serving, not trying to eat more like, oh great, now I need to eat 8 meals a day to try to get 130 grams of protein. That's literally impossible. So yeah, there's no perfect program for everyone. Everyone's plan is going to change depending on the season of life that you're in, but it is very important as you age that you follow these few steps. And it's even more important, I know I keep saying as you age, but it is extremely important that you try to instill, because all of these are habits. Going to the gym is a habit. Increasing your protein is a habit. Getting sleep is a habit. Going for walks and getting your steps, all of these are habits. So yes, they are going to become even more important as you get older, but that doesn't mean that if you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s that they're not important, because right now is when these habits are being formed. Whenever I'm 50, I don't want to have to start like, okay, I guess now I better start taking care of my health. You're going to be in such a better situation if you set yourself up for those habits right now. Even if you think you don't need them, even if you think they're not important, like what, I don't see the big deal about this. At least do the bare minimum, so that way whenever you're at a point where you do see the value in it or you do think it's important, you're already a step ahead, okay? All right, I'm done rambling. I hope that was useful. If you have any questions, just feel free to comment, or you can email me, presidentialfitness1@gmail.com. Bye.